The world doesn't reward the virtuous, it rewards the strategic. You have been lied to. They told you patience wins, and good things come to those who wait. Meanwhile, the ruthless take everything. 2026 is not the year for philosophers debating virtue. It is the year for warriors who understand one truth: power respects power. Machiavelli wrote The Prince in 1513. The Stoics preached tranquility centuries before that, but you do not have to choose between them. You weaponize both. Stoicism teaches you to control yourself. Machiavellianism teaches you to control everything else. The Stoic becomes unshakable. The Machiavellian becomes unstoppable. Combine them, and you become untouchable. Marcus Aurelius said you have power over your mind, not outside events. Beautiful, but incomplete. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." Now, you are talking about reality. Comment below right now. I am untouchable. Let me see who is ready. You are still stuck because you play by rules designed to keep you in your place. They told you to be humble. That is propaganda. Stoicism without strategy makes you a passive victim. You will have inner peace while the world tears you apart. But Machiavellianism without discipline makes you reckless. You need both. Emotional control is your foundation. Strategic ruthlessness is your weapon. Machiavelli wrote his book because the world belongs to those willing to do what others will not. This is the framework: appear virtuous while being ruthlessly practical. But real Machiavellianism requires emotional detachment. You cannot be strategic if driven by ego. Combine strategy with discipline, and you create a person who cannot be rattled, read, or stopped. Comment below. I control the game. Now, let us talk about your greatest vulnerability: your emotions. Every time you react, you lose. Every time anger or pride controls you, you become predictable. And predictable men are powerless. The Stoics understood this. You cannot control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. That is your shield. Someone disrespects you? They are testing for a reaction. Disappoint them with silence. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions. It is about not being enslaved by them. Feel the anger, acknowledge it, then choose your response with cold precision. Reacting makes you a puppet. The truly powerful sit back, observe, and calculate. When you master this, you become unbreakable. Comment below, unshaken, unbroken. This mastery unlocks dark psychology. People are laughably predictable. They want comfort, not truth. They follow emotion, not logic. Give them a comfortable lie, and they will follow you. The Machiavellians mastered this. They understood reciprocity, scarcity, and social proof. Combine this with Stoic observation. The Stoic does not react. He watches. He sees patterns others miss because he is not clouded by emotional chaos. You start to notice what people crave. Now you know exactly which buttons to push to influence outcomes. You want respect? Withdraw your attention and become scarce. The weak call this manipulation. The strong call it strategy. Comment below. I see the strings. Here is where everything flips. The greatest power move is appearing powerless. The deadliest weapon is being underestimated. This is the power paradox. Insecure men need everyone to know they are strong. They broadcast their moves and flex their wealth. Real power moves in silence. Machiavelli said, never attempt to win by force what can be won by deception. Let them think you are harmless while you are 10 steps ahead. Let them underestimate you while you build an empire in the shadows. Epictetus said, if you wish to be a writer, write. Do not talk about it. Action without announcement. Your enemies cannot stop what they cannot see coming. The less you need to prove, the more powerful you are. Comment below, silent power. But being Machiavellian does not mean being cruel. Cruelty is emotional. It is weakness pretending to be strength. Ruthlessness is logical. It is doing what must be done without hesitation. The most effective Machiavellians understand when to be generous. Sometimes the ruthless move is strategic kindness. You show mercy when everyone expects cruelty, and you gain a devoted ally. The Stoics called this preferred indifference. They helped others from rational choice, not emotional neediness. If you must fire someone, do it cleanly, without humiliation. Unnecessary cruelty creates enemies who plot revenge. Clean cuts create respect. Think like a surgeon, not a butcher. Both draw blood, but only one heals. Being ruthlessly fair is more powerful than being randomly cruel. Comment below, ruthlessly fair. To maintain this, you must learn the isolation principle. You must learn to walk alone. Dependence is weakness. The moment you need others for validation, they own you. Epictetus was a slave who had nothing, yet he became a master because he needed nothing from anyone. I am not saying become a hermit. I am saying become self-sufficient. You can have relationships, but you do not need them to survive. When you are comfortable in solitude, you cannot be manipulated through loneliness. You start choosing people based on value, not need. Never let anyone become irreplaceable in your life. Always maintain the option of isolation. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is power. Comment below, I walk alone. Furthermore, you must conquer your time. Time is the only resource you cannot get back. Seneca wrote that life is not short. You are just wasting it. Every minute you give to someone else is a minute you are not investing in yourself. Start saying no. Your time is your most valuable currency. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remember you will die, to create urgency. Machiavellian time mastery is about creating scarcity. When you are always available, you are worth nothing. Make them wait. Make them work for your attention. Protect the first 3 hours of your morning for your most important work. Masters control their mornings. Slaves surrender them. Comment below. Time is power. This brings us to the final transformation. You cannot transform without destruction. The old you, the one who seeks approval and plays it safe, has to die. The world is indifferent to your suffering. Nature does not care if you are a good person. Results are all that matter. You stop explaining yourself. Your decisions become final. When someone disrespects you, you remove them with surgical precision. This is Stoic discipline meeting Machiavellian execution. You will lose friends who preferred you weak. Let them go. You are not changing. You are finally becoming who you were underneath the social conditioning. Comment below, I am transformed. Everything leads to one outcome, becoming untouchable. Invincibility is a fantasy, but being untouchable is real. The Stoic part makes you emotionally untouchable. Nothing shakes you. The Machiavellian part makes you strategically untouchable. Nobody can trap you, because you are always 3 moves ahead. Together, you move through the world with complete freedom. You can love without neediness and compete without anxiety. The weak will call you cold. Let them talk. You have built something they cannot touch. Starting tomorrow, you make a choice. Will you be controlled by circumstances, or will you control them? Comment below one final time, untouchable. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and go build your empire.